And scene. Hey, everybody.
What that sounded like.
Happy holidays. It is the holiday season. Frank is in full Christmas music all the time. But
Yeah,
I'm
he
Jack
is.
Kidd. That's Frank Gerhardt over there.
That's me.
Great to see you all again. You have found the Geek spot, and we love you for it. So thanks
Welcome
for
to
joining
episode
us tonight.
400.
It's 201. We have a while till we get to 400. I think I might be wrong, but I believe we have a little while till we get to 400.
I think that's how math works.
That's how our math works. When we say, "Hey, we'll see you all next week," that's how our math works. That it is not really coming right away, and it's been so long I've forgotten how to properly share the episode, so I'm getting there. There we go. Anyway, so thanks for joining everybody. New camera angles going on over here. I moved my room around a little bit, so working through the best way to view things here. But we'll get there. Watched a lot of stuff. Had some holiday fun in between there. Well, I'm sure there was hockey, there was football, there was all sorts of things going on. Frank, what have you been up to, man?
I watched stuff.
Oh.
I did. I watched some stuff. I played some hockey. I built a Lego Death Star. I ran around my office in a Chewbacca costume today. That was interesting and different.
I'm upset that you did not keep the Chewbacca costume for the podcast this evening.
Well, I couldn't because then I had to put it on actual Chewbacca, the 7.5-foot animatronic that is sitting in my office right now. I sent you that picture, right?
Yes, next to the how many foot tall stormtrooper in your office?
6-foot stormtrooper. Don, there's no cry Eagles cry. You can't lose all the games that the Giants lost and then come in and try and like talk crap about the Eagles. Plus, it doesn't bother me because I could give two shits.
Yeah, look, and the Eagles were never leading, so it's fine.
Like
the Giants who'd setting records.
I have said on numerous occasions to friends of mine that I think Jalen Hurts is incredibly overrated. My audio might sound off. Maybe it's Jack. There, is that better? I think I was a little too far away.
No, yours is about the same.
I sound like I'm in a bathroom.
I think you're getting your computer audio, not your mic audio.
Let me check a setting.
Because no matter how you face, it's exactly the same sound. Whereas if I do this,
hang on,
very different than when I do. Hey, how are you?
Nope, he's right. It was
look
coming
at that
out of my
fancy.
camera. I apologize.
Fancy
it was
stuff
coming out
there.
of my camera. Nope.
You sound
Good
great.
looking out, Dom. Yeah, it was coming out of my camera. I don't know why it defaulted to that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll take a moment to tell you that I don't. If the Eagles were to lose out the rest of their games and not make the playoffs, winter meetings are coming up for baseball, and the Flyers are looking great.
And look, the Philadelphia fandom took out their frustration on the offensive coordinator after the game Friday night, and on his house.
They took it out on his house. I mean, that's kind of just messed up.
With eggs and rocks, they took it out on his house.
I wouldn't do that. That's horrible. You can't do something like that. That's just
no. But that does stick to the Philly.
Unfortunately,
brand.
It does.
So it's right on brand, really. And I don't know why he would ever try and leave Philadelphia to go take a head coaching job next year somewhere, as I'm sure he will.
Every offensive coordinator, I don't think Jalen Hurts has had the same offensive coordinator multiple years in a row since his college days. If I recall seeing that.
It's actually high school.
Is it back to high school? Okay.
Yes, because in college he had like 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators as well.
But I honestly, I will talk smack back and forth about baseball, hockey, football. I don't really. All I'm concerned with, I am 12-1 in my fantasy football league.
It's impressive with having Zay Flowers on your team.
Dude, I pulled out a 109-103 win this week thanks to the 34 points I got from Seattle's defense. And thanks to Sean, my opponent, leaving Cincinnati's kicker on his bench who racked up 24 points.
We don't talk about the Cincinnati game?
Yeah. Well, he also has Houston's kicker, who's been probably one of the better kickers in the league.
Yeah,
Kyle Schwarber will not be a Met. If Kyle Schwarber is a Met, I will stop watching baseball.
No, he's either staying in Philly or he's going to his hometown.
Yeah, it'll either be Cincinnati or possibly the Red Sox.
Oh, well, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I look, I wouldn't even hate him if he went to the Yankees, to be honest with you. But I can't see that. Otherwise, let me say, built a Lego Death Star, watched a couple of shows, had some fun personal family stuff go on that's not so much fun. Got into a car accident.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right.
Geez. No one was injured. But other than that,
wild,
it's
exciting couple weeks for you, man.
Yeah, it's been a little, let's see, I got knocked out of one round of the playoffs we were round right before the championship in the Sunday league. Then the Tuesday league, we got knocked out one round before going to the finals again, or the semifinals. And then I have a championship game one tomorrow night at 9:30. So yes, I'm fine. Neither party was injured. My car's not going to be ready until the 15th. They said, yeah. Well, those $2,000 headlights are expensive now.
Yeah, there's all sorts of fancy elements and gases and those things, I suppose.
Crazy. And I do want to thank the Kia app for notifying me 3 days after the accident that, oh, hey, you're out of windshield wiper fluid. Yes, I know, because that's where the Jeep hit my car. Thank you. Thank you.
And that made it so you couldn't go to Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, which is sad.
1 year I'll get there.
Yeah, I know.
Like 15 minutes away.
Charles just reminded me about that when he was mentioning there's a big con coming up this weekend in Monroeville. We do have the con is on our radar. We will be trying to get into the con again this year to get some more info for you as Fan Expo comes to Philly. I'm sure we'll be filling that stuff out shortly.
I'll go to the Fan Expo, but I'm still debating on whether or not I want to try and get tickets to the Hobbit thing. And I think I probably already missed the window. It's probably sold out, but it was like $189.
There's a good chance.
And like for the Hobbit panel.
Yeah, which is all four.
Yeah, it's Dominic Monaghan. It's Sean Astin. It's the one Hobbit that you never can remember his name.
Billy.
Yep. And then
do you have it?
My God, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I have it. It's right there. Daniel Radcliffe.
No. No.
It's not Daniel Radcliffe.
Not Daniel Radcliffe at all. Come on, what do you got? Come
on. Elliot Friedman.
That's closer. Is it Elijah Wood?
It might be Elijah Wood.
Yeah, it's great.
I still don't know Billy's name.
You clearly really want it's like Billy McGonigal or something. It's not. It is. It's Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd.
Hard to remember. All like 9 letters of his name.
Yeah. Yeah, I really dropped the ball on that one. See how bad I want to go see the Hobbits. I can't even remember Elijah Wood's name, which I almost forgot again.
Yeah. Look, he was in he was in he was in another show that we talked about on this podcast, I think, at some point.
Was he?
Yeah, the Holistic Adventures of Dirk Gently.
Ah, yes.
Another one of your favorites. So, well, that's all right. You had some exciting stuff. We'll see what happens with the Fan Expo. And Optimus and Megatron coming to Steel City. That's exciting, too. I would assume the voice actor is not the actual Transformers, because that would be a little terrifying.
Only if Michael Bay was in charge of them.
We'll get to my weeks or however long it's been since we did this in a minute. But in the meantime, Dom asked if we've been keeping up with Welcome to Derry. Not Frank's wheelhouse.
Nope.
Either keeping up with things or Welcome to Derry.
Hey, so, I keep up with things.
It's right there. I couldn't resist. But I am 100% up to date on Welcome to Derry. I have as a horror show, it's fine. As a show, it is fantastic.
Okay.
But it's I'm having a hard time reconciling what kind of show it's trying to be, because the stuff that I find the most unsettling and disturbing is not the horror stuff. It's the not really spoilers for a 50-year-old book, but so in Derry, the premise is that the spirit of Pennywise, or it, or whatever you want to call it, the presence of that has an impact on everybody that lives in Derry, and kind of has them all in like a general malaise and a toxic environment that not everybody knows they're in, but it's there, and you see it come through from the insane bullying that you get from like the kids, like just malicious mean that all of the kids in the school. It's wild. To the way that they're dealing with the adults, and this version of it's going heavy into what it would have been like to live in the Northeast in the 1960s, if you were from the South, if you were a person of color, and all
Gotcha.
of those pieces. And some of the ways they're dealing with that are very powerful and
Okay.
and tough to watch, the way that they're approaching some of those things. And the show has kind of gotten more that path than it has down the horror Pennywise path at times, which has been weird to reconcile how they're doing that. They're also really expanding out the mythos of Pennywise. And I know you're never going to watch it, Frank, so light spoilers for a minute or two for the show, but you get to find out more about Pennywise's past, where the character came from. You get to see the ties to Derry, both present and past, and potentially future, and they're doing really neat stuff all around. Like I said, I think the show is great. I don't know what kind of show it is the hard part, because it's the horror stuff's fine. It's not that's not the parts that are disturbing or scary, though. I will say that I need to go watch more Chris Chalk. He plays Dick Halloran, who's from The Shining in this show.
Okay.
I talked about him a few weeks ago. He was Lucius Fox on Gotham, to throw it to a reference point that you might remember. No?
Wait, say that again?
He was Lucius Fox on Gotham. He played the young Lucius.
Yeah. Okay.
He's also been in hundreds of other things. Perry Mason. He's in When They See Us. He was in
Gotcha.
12 Years a Slave. He's a brilliant actor. And I've been listening to the companion podcast for the show as well, that Mark Bernardin is the co-host of. That's been really good. But yeah, it's all around. It's a fantastic show. It feels like they've taken it kind of the vein of the way they did Lovecraft Country. Is kind of feels like the same kind of vein, and just in line with an HBO show in general. And what they've kind of done with a lot of these. But overall, the cast is great. The kids have been fantastic. The show's really good. Like I said, it's less focused on the horror side, and I hope they nail the landing, because I don't have a lot of faith in Andy Muschietti, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I think we're getting close. I think it's probably only 8 episodes, but that's going to be 10 episodes. But they have a plan for a season 2, so we'll see if we... No, it's only 8 episodes, sorry. So we're only 2 weeks out from the finale, and it's going to be neat. So we left off at a pretty big cliffhanger, week over week, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, my kids have been doing all sorts of crazy stuff, getting winning spots for all county on instruments and voice, and the other one won districts so far towards the national comp for voice. So
That's
it goes
awesome.
districts to regional to state to Eastern to national. So he's ranked and made the district competition. So at that comp, he will then compete for regionals, which will then, if he goes to regionals, will then compete for state at that competition. It's like a 5 or 6 stage process. So we'll see how he does. Super proud of both of them. And we're in concert season, which is why we did not have a show last week. They had their winter concert, so that's where I was last week. We weren't able to finagle a show out. But other than that, nice holiday. Drove a lot. Like I think I
Did
drove
not
7
drive a
hours.
lot.
Yeah, I think I was in the car 7 hours for the holiday to go pick up my
Phew.
my mother and drive to my in-laws and then drive back to my mother's and then drive home. All of which are about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from each other. So that was a fun day.
That sounds like a lot.
And other than that, back to gigging. Had a full band gig. Had a couple of acoustic shows this past weekend. Got a ton of acoustic shows coming this month. So if you're anywhere in southeastern PA, I will have a show near you in the next 4 weeks. So stop out and say hi.
Woohoo!
That's all I got for that. And I think we have a couple exciting lists this week. We got plenty to talk. Shows later on will hit.
Yeah.
I still want to talk about Witcher. We got Pluribus. We got Stranger Things. We got Landman. So much
And the
coming up later
Office
on.
recap.
And which one?
The Office recap.
No, there's no more
Office rewatch. The Office
So-
rewatch recap.
Friend of the show, Chris, sent me a Thanksgiving clip from The Office.
Yeah.
That apparently is a deleted scene
Oh, okay.
that they so should have left in because I think it was funnier than anything I ever saw on the show.
There's definitely some deleted scenes or some, like if you were to watch it on Peacock and you watch the super fan episodes, they're called, there's extra stuff in them that some of them are actually really, really good. And some of them you're just kind of watching out.
Yeah, this was where it was Thanksgiving.
yeah.
They all had to bring in
Oh.
food donations. And they all brought in expired and old and disgusting food donations. And then Toby said, you know what? We're going to make a feast out of these donations that you brought in.
Okay, that's awesome.
It was amazing. And Daryl gets in and freaking out on all of them. And he's like, well, now we're just wasting food. But whatever. These people need to learn a lesson. And so they have to eat the brown stuff that Kevin brought in. Because it's just brown. He eats brown every day with something.
Sure.
You know, brown on toast, brown on potatoes, whatever he needs to put brown on. He'll put a little bit on.
That's awful.
If Phyllis brought in expired water chestnuts, as you do.
Yeah. That's awful.
And then Toby was so excited because it's the first time he'd ever eaten Thanksgiving with anybody in years.
Oh,
But they all had to go around the table, and it was great. It was, like I said, it was probably the best clip I ever saw of the show for not making the show.
so are we doing both of these?
Let's do the first one that we said yes
I
to,
don't
and then we'll see
remember
where we end up.
I don't remember which one that was.
Oh,
Was it the episodes or the sitcoms?
it was the episodes.
Okay. I did see the turkey drop episode, Charles. I actually watched it live.
Frank saw it when it aired.
Yeah, when it aired. All right. So from Screen Rant, published 1 day ago, these are the 10 TV episodes that had a massive impact on pop culture.
Okay. If The Office is on here, they're wrong.
There are episodes that have influenced pop culture, just not your pop culture. The first one we get to is A House Divided, Dallas, Season 3, Episode 25, March 21st, 1980. The third season finale of Dallas redefined television with its shocking cliffhanger, the shooting of JR.
Oh, yeah.
That was pre-internet days. That was like, you really didn't know what the hell was going on.
No, that was like
shock television.
there's TV Guide. Was it?
Yep.
That was the conversation. And it's held up. You could still say that to people that never even saw Dallas, and they'll know what you're talking about. Not anybody under 30, but anybody else.
Yeah. The next one on the list, I cannot relate to this one at all. Maybe Dom can, maybe Charles can. Transformed at Last, Dragon Ball Z, episode 95, June 12th, 1991. This was a pivotal episode, forever changing anime with the debut of the Super Saiyan form in Dragon Ball Z. Did I say it right?
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you never watched Dragon Ball.
I never watched Dragon Ball Z, but apparently this is a seminal moment.
100%.
Okay.
So Dragon Ball Z, for the most part, was Goku would go somewhere to train for a fight, and then he'd have to come home to be stronger and fight.
Right.
This would last 20 to 30 episodes at a time, his trip home.
Gotcha.
And he'd be in the episode for like 7 seconds, and it would just be him going, and flying through the air.
Gotcha.
And then he finally reached that point and got back. Yeah. But every episode was like everybody else is doing stuff, and your main protagonist was just going, trying to get back.
Gotcha.
And then he finally got back. And it was, that was, everybody waited for like months
just for this.
For that, yeah, that was a big deal to a whole generation for sure.
Okay.
was a great show,
The
that
next on the list is The Contest from Seinfeld, season 4, episode 11, aired November 18th, 1992. I don't find a lot of Seinfeld funny, but The Contest was one of the funnier episodes that they did. It pushed the boundaries of network television by centering an entire episode on a masturbation bet without ever actually using that word.
yeah.
Yes. The master of their domain. Very good episode.
Yeah, I don't know that is as impactful as the two we've mentioned so far, but
no,
I think there's
master of my
more
domain is-
impactful.
I've heard master of my domain in my life, and maybe it's just because of the people I talk to way more than I ever heard Super Saiyan.
I've heard they're real and they're spectacular more than I've ever heard master of my own domain.
This episode also earned Seinfeld its first Emmy for outstanding writing. It definitely that phrase definitely entered the lexicon of pop culture.
Okay.
The next one is the one with the morning after on Friends season 3 episode 16, February 20th, 1997. This was let me see. Breaking from Friends, usually light tone. The episode centers on the painful fallout of Rachel discovering Ross slept with someone else after their fight.
Oh, they were on a break.
We were on a break.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. No,
I hope you have trouble falling asleep tonight. I won't, because I still have your letter.
That's good.
Yes.
That one counts.
That one counts. That's a good one. Next one, we have Scott Tenorman Must Die from South Park, season 5, episode 4, July 11th, 2001. It's one of the most acclaimed and notorious episodes of South Park, often cited as the moment the show transformed from crude shock comedy into sharp, ambitious satire.
I don't
remember
that I was
that.
still watching at that point. I took a really long. Speaking of South Park, oh my god.
I would say that taco flavored kisses is more like that. That to me, that's a moment in South Park that stands out to me forever. When Jennifer Lopez was dating Cartman's Ben Affleck on his hand, or no?
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Affleck
yeah.
was dating Cartman's Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. Look.
Oh, man.
Maybe that was a big. I feel like there was probably more impactful ones because don't remember even hearing about that episode of South Park.
Yeah.
But they went after the gingers. That's what it was because he was the head ginger.
Oh, okay.
So I do remember all the ginger stuff from them.
Yeah.
However, this season of South Park, oh my god,
Epic.
It is so wild. The stuff they're doing. The latest one was Hegseth and Gnome, and it was after every sentence was hit like and subscribe. And South Park's doing their turkey trot race where and he decides that it's an Antifa rally.
Oh god.
And they all go in to take him out. Oh my god, it's so wild. But there's a lot. They are still pulling no punches regarding anything.
Well, good.
Token is a main character.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's great. And the police are in there going against. But yeah, I never realized that Token's name was spelled Tolkien.
Yeah. No, I knew that from the beginning.
I didn't remember that from when he was introduced.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah. The next one here on the list is Galentine's Day, Parks and Rec, season 2, episode 16, February 11th, 2010.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Yep. Treat yourself.
100%.
They actually just brought her back in a Domino's commercial, I believe it is, with Treat Yourself.
Yeah, they did. She's great. That Parks and Rec was everything that other shows wished they were.
Parks and Rec, again, was great once they got rid of the city planner, Mark.
Yeah, it took them like a season or so.
Yeah, once Adam Scott and Rob Lowe showed up, the show kind of changed direction and really, really went like out there.
Yeah, and as most shows, once Jones went away, it was better.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
Yeah. Hold on. I have a bunch of McAfee pop-ups. Okay. The next one is The Reigns of Castamere, Game of Thrones, season 3, episode 9, June 2nd, 2013. One of the best episodes Game of Thrones did. The Red Wedding. I I waited. I was in computer school when this happened, and our teacher didn't see it the night it aired, so we couldn't even talk about it until we were in her class again on Wednesday. We did her class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it was really hard not to like spoil it because she didn't even read the book. Oh yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
She should have canceled class on the Monday, so she could have watched the episode instead of putting you all through that.
She should have. The next one on the list is Ozymandias from Breaking Bad, season 5, episode 14, aired September 15th, 2013. This
the finale
is, let me see, which one was this? Doesn't actually say. Set a new standard for how television can merge character tragedy with cinematic storytelling.
So that was the gun battle in the desert.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. No, great.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the point of Breaking Bad that I would pick.
No.
No, there was a lot of great episodes.
Yeah. We had 2 more. Neither one of these I saw. Dance Dance Resolution from The Good Place, season 2, episode 3, September 28th, 2017. I did not see this. In this episode, Eleanor's repeated attempts to foil Michael's plan, caught in a looping montage, highlighted the absurdity and brilliance of the show's premise.
I don't remember that specific one, but
the picture that they're showing is her at a field of like cacti holding a bunch of balloons.
But it was a time loop. Oh, I do remember that episode. That episode was great. Look, I love a good time loop.
Yes.
Episode, right? It's standard fare for sci-fi. Some doing better than others. That one was very good, but I don't know that it's on this list of top 10.
No. And the last one is season 1, episode 4, Whoa, What a Night, from Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. Whoa, What a Night is now home to the iconic dance.
Oh, yeah. Not in the top 10, but it was a pretty iconic moment.
Okay, so this was a better list than most.
I think that show, pandemic, and TikTok all came together for kind of a
gotcha
pop culture moment.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would put that one in the top 10 of all time.
Yeah, it's just the show doesn't interest me enough to watch it, even though the creators of the show are the 2 gentlemen that created Smallville.
Look, the show's fantastic.
It's everything I've heard is it's fantastic. I haven't heard a bad thing about it. It just does not.
Ava Green has been cast for the next season, which she's brilliant.
She's awesome. I love her, but this still does not interest me in any way.
Yeah, which is weird because you like all the things that it does. So
same thing with Stranger Things. It's my it's my,
I know.
I keep going back and forth. Do I want to watch it? Do I not want to watch it?
You do.
I may start it. I got caught into a bad loop the last 2 days. There was a TV show that was running from season 1, episode 1, one episode after another, and while I was playing video games, I got caught into a loop watching it. It's not Friday Night Lights, but I am all caught up on all things Yellowstone once again.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
I watched Jingle Bell Heist today with Olivia Holt from Cloak and Dagger and Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah.
And plenty of other people. It was a delightful little rom-com heist movie. It was on Netflix. It played after I was done watching... Maybe I wasn't done watching. I don't remember. There was something on Netflix that was on, and then that was like, "Hey, you should watch this." And I'm like, "Should I?" I don't know why it would pull this. Oh no, my wife had finished watching some other rom-com, and it gave me that one. So I was like, "Sure, let's do it. Let's see what happens."
Well,
and it was delightful.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Jingle Bell Heist for all of you looking for your next holiday movie.
Well, I'm also leaning towards the new Mark Wahlberg one on Apple TV with Michelle Monaghan.
Did you watch the first one?
I did.
Okay.
It was a movie. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. It's, he's a super spy. The family didn't know. Now this movie, it looks like they all know he's a super spy because they found out in the last movie. So I'm sure they're all super spies too in the span of one movie to the next. I'm sure the whole family's a super spy now.
Probably. I just watched Playdate yesterday too with Kevin James and Al Richardson.
Actually interested in that.
So
It's Kevin James. That's the Kevin James one.
yeah, and Alan
Yeah.
Richardson. I will want to punch you if you watch that before you watch Stranger Things or Wednesday.
Really?
But it has nothing to do with either one of those shows. However, like you should find time for them before you find time for Playdate. It's fun. It's got a great like all these super fun cameos.
Is it a goofy comedy with lots of high tension action?
No, there's not a lot of high tension action. There's action.
Okay.
It's super predictable. There's stuff that like you're like, oh, it's this, and then
Right.
like an hour later, they're like, hey, it's this, and you're like, yeah, I know.
So is it on par with the John Cena Idris Elba movie, or not? That like it knows it's this bad and it's going to be
Oh, it
this.
100% knows it's that bad.
But is it as see the John Cena one was actually entertaining, knowing it was that bad?
It's Kevin James is the weakest link in the whole movie.
Okay.
But let me give you some of the
Grown
names
Up
in this.
3 will be filming
So
soon,
look,
so he'll be back
Alan
to his normal.
Richardson, Kevin James, Sarah Chalk, Isla Fisher, Stephen
love-
Root, Alan Tudyk,
Oh,
Hiro Kangawa, all in great. Like just it's fun.
Sarah Chalk is about to make her triumphant return to Scrubs in February.
She is. I have trouble believing that she would end up with Kevin James
Well, I mean,
as like a second husband. Like that's I don't.
you left your husband to marry this guy.
No, I don't believe it was that part of the story. But however, she
Gotcha.
ended up with, and it's a tough one to buy. The older I get, the tougher it is for me to buy like the lovable loser that like gets the hot girl. Like I don't buy that anymore.
I mean, that's fair.
But you know, it's a movie, so that's fun.
Do you want to bother with the second one or hold off until next time?
Let's hold off.
That's fair.
We got plenty to hit.
We do. As far as newsy stuff goes, I have two quick things that we'll get to. Not one, not two, but 3 Fast and the Furious TV shows have been considered, including a Young Dom series.
How young? Because I mean, he was pretty young when the show started,
well,
or the movie started. Because they started what 25 years ago.
As revealed in Barry Hertz's new book, Welcome to the Family, the studio has discussed shows about Roman and Tej. I would watch that.
I don't even know
That
who they
could
are.
be funny. Huh?
I don't even know who they are.
Roman is
Is that Luda? Is one of them Luda?
Luda is Tej. Roman is the other guy.
Only if they cast Luda as the young.
Well, no, this
version.
isn't the young. This is one of the shows. Roman and Tej is a show. Young Dom is a show. And then the third show would be Han over the years.
Okay.
Only Roman and Tej sounds interesting to me.
Yeah. So 2001. So we're 25 years.
Um,
Well, Dom asked how
Tyrese
Kevin James got
Gibson,
Leah
that's
Remini.
the one.
As I
Tyrese
said,
Gibson.
I would have bought that in the 90s.
I did buy that in the 90s. And I bought that Kevin James worked at a UPS type of job as heavy set as he was back then.
Right. He's just hefty.
Yeah. I would not watch any of those shows. According to Universal, the book Welcome to the Family, the Han focused show made it the farthest along. Oh my God. So wait. The most intense development work revolved around a Han series, which would use Vin Diesel's short film Los Bandoleros as the foundation of a story in which Han comes up against 2 warring drug cartels. It was conceived as a Yojimbo-like tale that would bring in the character of Kara, Han's one-time lover, who had helped hijack the land train in Fast 4. The producers were looking at going back to Puerto Rico to shoot, but then the series idea stalled. That sounds horrible. Awful. Give me a story where Roman and Tej, Tyrese Gibson, and Ludacris are running around doing dumb shit together. That I would watch.
Yeah, that's
me.
fine.
Yeah,
That sounds like a show that Fox would have run.
it does. It does. And the Han Solo. I see what he did there. I like that. I chuckle.
Nice. Chris.
Originally, now the Fast Furious 7, the way that was supposed to end was, Originally, Fast 7 ended with the whole crew back at Neptune's Net. That's the Malibu seafood joint off the Pacific Coast Highway where Brian and Dom stopped in the first Fast and the Furious and grew closer. They were celebrating the successful retrieval of God's Eye, the MacGuffin that Jason Statham's villain Deckard Shaw was pursuing, right? But instead of giving the device back to the mysterious government agent Mr. Nobody, who had just awarded the team congressional commendations, Dom crushes the God's Eye under his boot, saying it was too powerful for any one person to possess. The team then roars off onto the Pacific Coast Highway with the smiling Dom crumpling the commendation into a ball and tossing it out the window as the score swells and the credits roll into new adventures.
Yeah, all of that sounds awful.
Yeah. Dom, I 100,000% agree. I would watch a show with Luda and Tyrese together. I think it would be hilarious. And that's all the awful news that I have this from the last 3 weeks.
We do other piece of news, which we actually posted because I'm so excited for you to be caught up by the time this airs. Twisted Metal season 3.
Yes,
is coming.
It's coming.
No idea when. No idea
Soon.
with who. No idea what's going to happen. And which is the most frustrating part to me about all of these shows that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do another season of that, and they announced it three months after this season ended, which means it's going to be another like 2 years until they film it, which is so frustrating.
The only other thing I got is the Warner Brothers sale.
Yeah. Oh, today was the day.
The front runner, the last I heard, Netflix was offering an all-cash offer. They were looking to take out massive loans. It was down to Netflix, I think Comcast, and was it Paramount was the other one, I think, that was going to
with Universal technically.
Yeah.
And Skydance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the Skydance, Netflix, and Universal are the three that are looking at it. They were all due to have news offers submitted by tomorrow, I believe. Today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't love any of those options. I think the one that I would feel best with ending up with the property would be Universal.
I would think Universal, then Comcast, and then I don't want to see Netflix get it at all. Because Netflix is, I mean, I want to see stuff. I want to see stuff in the movie theater again. I want to actually start going to the movie theater.
Right. Well, hey, speaking of movie theater, if you want to go to the movie theater, you can catch up on Stranger Things before the finale goes on sale. The tickets go on sale tomorrow to watch the finale of Stranger Things in the movie theater. So you could see what the beauty could be with it going to Netflix, right? Is Netflix traditionally invests and puts some money into their shows.
They do.
So
they don't normally last more than three seasons.
That's okay, because they do also do the interconnected thing. Case in point, when we were at, let me just hit this real quick. So talking about The Witcher, a couple weeks out now, right?
Right.
The Witcher has released. They have the regular show, which is just ended their season 4, which is great. I really like season 4. It's probably my favorite season of the show since season 1. Because it turns into more of a coherent ensemble show than the other ones, which was kind of like there's all these storylines that we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, where, and with who, and how we're going to get there. This one, you could tell they're like, all right, we got to get to this point, and here's the stories that we need to tell to get there, which is great. Liam Hemsworth is great as The Witcher. So with that, though, they have The Witcher show. They have 3 spin-off movies that they've done. They have 2 other series that they've done, all in this world and in this universe, which is what we haven't been getting consistently from any of these other pieces, right? Any of these other places that are trying to do these connected universes, they're not doing it because they're not releasing enough stuff. Not since DC did it in their TV universe between CW and pulling in Constantine from NBC and then making all that canon. And like those couple pieces here and there that they did for a while, like that was great. And they could have just pulled that into the movies, which is what they should have done because they didn't have any crossover characters. They should have just pulled those CW characters right into the movie world and boom, keep going.
I get what Dom's saying that he's a little on it because they're really strict on content creators using their stuff, and I see in the Discord chat I'm in where Dom's also a member, and some people that pop in here and out, and T, that they always have to like fight claims that, you know, for using stuff, and from I do remember seeing it, Universal is really rough. I don't know.
Yeah, it's look. I think Universal knows what to do with those bigger properties and make events. HBO used to. I don't know what'll happen to the HBO as a brand. Like if you do that though, like it gets really complicated really fast. Like we obviously looking at it primarily from the DC aspect from Warner Brothers, which would keep James Gunn. But even that, like, you know, we don't know what that really looks like yet because we've only seen James Gunn stuff so far.
Right.
I don't know what it looks like when you get Lindelof involved, or when you get Matt Reeves actually involved in one, or when you get whoever did Supergirl. I don't even remember who directed Supergirl. But we'll find all that out next year in whatever timeline they end up releasing any of these things. And hopefully they settle on a Batman at some point too. It'd be great.
That would be
nice. But speaking of The Witcher, besides that, they also did a spin-off movie that was a total blast from this season. It was like a prequel to they introduced a group this season called the Rats, which is a bunch of thieves that one of the main characters hangs out with for the season. And then they get back into like, okay, well, here's the story of like how you got to the point that we started this season at. And it has Dolph Lundgren in it as like an old retired Witcher that's awful, who has to, and it's a Rocky story basically for him where he's got to get back into his game and retrain and become the successful Witcher again. He's got all the young kids. It's so good.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was. Look, I didn't expect Dolph Lundgren to be in it, and I saw him. I was like, oh, it's like a weird, quick cameo, and then I was like, oh no, he's in the whole movie. Got it. Okay, and just went, and it was great. But yeah, this whole stretch of The Witcher that they just had has been fantastic.
That's awesome.
So do you want to hit other things that I watched or things we both watched? Let's hit.
Do the things that you watched, and then we can wrap up with the two things that I've watched.
Yeah. So I hit Welcome to Derry earlier. I won't dig in anymore on that one. So we did get a big property that came back over the weekend. Stranger Things dropped the first 4 episodes of season 5 to apparently mixed reviews. Mixed in, there's a lot of people, especially people that have, I guess, lived and breathed the show more than I have. Like, I watch it when it comes out, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been like 3 or 4 years or however long it's been since the last season, since I was invested in the property. But there's people that I know that have watched it like 4 or 5 times, like the series, which is an insane investment to me. Because the season 4 of Stranger Things is only like 6 or 8 episodes, but it's like 12 hours of content. I thought this season was great. I did not bump up against the fact that the kids are older because, like, I knew they were older. So, like, I didn't let that bother me going into it. And, like, they're still school-ish age.
Right.
You know, and having been somebody that grew up watching John Cusack at, like, almost 30 play a, you know, I think he played Grosse Pointe Blank was, like, 2 years after he played somebody in Say Anything that was in high school, and then he was at their 10th reunion. You know, Jeremy Piven was still playing a high school kid when he was like 35 back then. So I don't bump up against the age thing for it. And I think the way they're like, they had their moment in one of these episodes that, like, if I had been in a movie theater, I would have expected the whole theater to stand up and cheer like an Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't expect that from this season of the show, or this show in general at this point. I was like, it's going to be fine. They're going to wrap stuff up. But it's great. I was telling you, I said it's long, right? Grosse Pointe Blank is not underrated. It is highly rated and should be on everybody's top 10 list.
That's great.
I don't understand why everybody's YouTube names are showing up weird now.
I don't either. I will tell you this. as you're saying that, a friend of mine just messaged me that him and his wife are watching, and I haven't seen his wife. She hasn't seen me in a really long time. She said I look like a wizard. So hi, Nancy. Thank you.
That's true. You do.
Hi, PJ. I do. I look like a wizard.
You're very wizardly.
I need a hat. I should have worn my Flash shirt. Anyway, continue.
You should have. I mean, I believe you're rocking the Golden Girls.
I'm
not mistaken, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Tried something different tonight.
Yeah. So look, it's you can tell they know like we got to get to the end, so they're moving stuff through.
Yeah.
The acting they're all better actors, which is a great thing.
They're older.
Right? Like they've all been doing the damn thing now, right? For like a while. So like they're all better actors. They all get the assignment. They've been in these roles for 10 years. So like they all get it. Right? They grew up playing these characters. So it's easy for them to jump in and out. Maya Hawke's great. She was a great addition the last couple of seasons.
Right.
There's not a lot of new stuff they're introducing. The Duffer Brothers did do a cool thing. There's a teacher that shows up in one of the episodes that they cast their high school drama teacher.
Oh, wow.
So the one that like helped get them on the path to do all these things. They were like, hey, you're going to come cameo in our final season of this show.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. Because I was like, she looks like she might have been somebody. She's not, but she's just their high school teacher. I don't even think she's credited on IMDb. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this season. I don't know what the haters are talking about. I'm annoyed that I have to wait a month for a couple more episodes and then a week after that for the finale.
Yeah, they broke it into 3 parts.
Yeah, look, and each episode was like, I think episode 2 is 50 minutes. The other episodes are all well over an hour. So they are an investment for sure.
It sounds it.
And so that's what I was saying. So like they feel long, but like at no point you're like, oh, they could have cut this. They could have cut that. Like there's nothing to cut. There's no fat in it. It's just a lot. But it's all worthwhile and it's all good content. I enjoyed every episode this season so far. So I'm excited for them to wrap that up, and it looks like they're going to do it the right way. Linda Hamilton shows up with a haircut that's like a mop top. It's big. It's like almost a beehive, but not. It rolls over. Like she looks a lot like Matthew Modine with this haircut.
Oh, okay.
Like same hairstyle he had. I feel like they might be related. We'll see. It's my spoilery prediction. Or she is Matthew Modine. I don't know. Something. We'll see. She's not Matthew Modine, but I feel like there's something going on there. So that's Stranger Things. I think that's all the stuff that I watched, because I mentioned a couple other as we've gone. You want to start with Pluribus or Landman?
Let's go with Landman.
All right.
I think less people watch Landman than watch Pluribus, but I could be wrong too. So we haven't talked about Landman since it started, right? We're 3 episodes into Landman.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I will tell you this from my point of view. We agree on one thing. 1.5 things. The dinner scenes are horrible. They need to stop. Yeah. They won't stop, but they need to stop. I said to you, I was watching that's why I brought that up, as I was watching Yellowstone. And again, it wasn't like I'm sitting there going through episode after episode, but I had it on. It was just something different. I've been doing Big Bang Theory at night while I'm playing video games, and I just like to have something else on, like while I'm, if I'm power washing, because Power Wash Simulator's the greatest thing in the world.
Damn it. Yeah,
I know. And I noticed that every time there's a dinner scene in Yellowstone, Beth makes a fuss and ruins dinner and walks out.
Every time.
And then I drew the parallel because I'm watching Landman, and I was like, oh my God, he's doing it in this show too. He must have had awful dinners as a child.
Or when he was married.
Or when he was married.
Or just in general. Yeah, it's such a horrible trope.
It is, and it's like there's another trope in TVs and movies that I have grown to absolutely it makes my blood boil. The drinking. Like, I understand when you're in a scene and you're trying to keep things moving, you walk over, you pour a drink, but every single human in every single TV show and movie uses alcohol to calm themselves down. That's not what happens. That's
No.
not real life. It doesn't work like that. I'm not going to be so super tense that I'm going to come home from work and have a glass of scotch and instantly be calmed down. No, I'm going to get shit-faced.
Right.
And I'm going to pass out. And I hate that. I hate the sound of pouring liquid in TV shows. It just drives me crazy. But back to Landman. The dinner scenes are horrible.
They are not just the dinner scenes. So the dinner scenes and the all of the scenes with Ali Larder and the daughter. Like they are the characters are so vapid and so awful the way that they're written. It's just like, why? I don't know why this person will be allowed to exist in your orbit, like at all. Like it does the positives that they tried to make a big deal of in season 3, like, oh, you got a blowjob while you were driving, good for you. That's something, you're like 70 years old, dude. Like, come on. I'm pretty sure you're over that by 70.
I don't get,
because the crazy outweighs the hot, 1,000%.
I don't get that character. I'm not a big fan of her character or the daughter either. I don't really think they add anything dynamic to the show. Now, if you turn and you look at Demi Moore's character, has been great this season.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a little bit of her in the last season. This season, she's knocked it out of the last episode. I thought she was one of the best parts of the episode. And then Andy Garcia comes in and he's just like, oh, great. You need another big name like John Hamm was great.
Right.
And now you got Andy Garcia stepping up as the typical character that Andy Garcia plays all the time. But I don't care. I really like that character so far because there's more to him.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how we go with that side of it. I think the stuff, anytime Billy Bob's on screen doing the Billy Bob stuff, like his character, his job, and mixing it up there, it's great.
Yes.
As soon as we get distracted by, like, let's go back to the retirement home with you, I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like, it's just distraction and, like, filler. Or Sharon loves his filler and loves his eye candy. And, like, I think that's my problem with both of them. Like, they're just reduced to just eye candy.
Yep.
And filler. There's nothing that they do that, like, makes any sense. Like, I don't know why you would ever let Ali Larder's character into any of the places that you take her.
No.
Like, I would never take her to a fancy country club because she's going to explode. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, none of it. I would never let her near my boss. Dear God.
I love the way Billy Bob is written, and I love the way his character works. Like you said, I love the way when he's doing his job, he works great. In the car, on the phone with people, if you kept Ali Larder's character to just the phone calls and the face that she's making when
it's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Keep her there. The way he's writing her isn't. She's a good actress, and I like her.
Yes.
Like in Heroes, she was great. I'm going to skip the obvious. She was great with the whipped cream bikini in Varsity Blues. Okay, cool. She was great in Heroes. She could be good in this if they wrote her better. Right. They write the daughter like she's just another dumb kid and it like an airhead.
Right.
Like, and I don't.
But like really bad airhead. Like,
yeah,
so
and it's
dumb.
not like there's a couple of chuckle moments, but other than that, and then I like the other story that's going on. You see what's going to happen. The girl's working in the bar, and she's gonna, Cooper's gonna come in and get jealous, and they're gonna get back together.
Yeah, it's
right.
Look, it's not like Sheridan is writing Shakespeare.
No.
Or is he? Because he's just writing the same thing over and over again.
Now, if you want to talk about good writing, the other show that we're talking about has been absolutely out of the park every episode so far.
Agreed. So,
even in the moments where it doesn't seem like there's anything going on, there's something going on.
Yeah, so moving over to Pluribus on Apple TV, which Apple TV doesn't have a loser.
No, it really doesn't.
They've all been fantastic. Rhea Seehorn is this whole show.
100%.
So we got to talk about the first 2 episodes And then we're now on episode 5, I believe.
Yep. Episode 5.
So just jump back to since we missed talking about episode 3, and that's the one I actually have notes on.
Go.
This was interesting with the way they did the time jumps in this, because you got another glimpse of Carol, like with the ice castle. Like, oh, she's just always miserable. Like she's never been into it. And it's because it seems like they're going to dig in at some point on some parental thing with it. But you get like the ice castle stuff and seeing the Northern Lights. And she's like, yeah, Northern Lights, great. When do I go home?
Right.
And even then, that's just how she is. Because like I'm still at the point, I don't know if I want to root for Carol or not, because she's just an awful human being.
She is actually worse than Pam from The Office.
That is true.
Okay.
So yeah, it's I have a hard time like rooting for her. I thought there was a scene in that episode where she's like, "Hey, I want to do my own shopping. Why the hell is the grocery store empty?" And they fill the Sprouts. They go, "Okay, we'll fix it for you." And they put everything back.
It was kind of funny.
It was great, but it was so fascinating because the way that was shot was so Vince Gilligan.
Yep.
Like it was a manufacturing scene. It was the transportation scenes from Breaking Bad or from Better Call Saul, like where you saw, all right, we're moving drugs. This is the distribution center. It was that style of shooting.
Yep.
And it was during that, like you got the assembly line shots. You got the 2 hours, and the thing was fully stocked. But it was during that scene that I remember that he was a producer on the X-Files for all those years too.
Okay.
Right, so like that was his original thing. He was on the X-Files as a guy, and then he did Breaking Bad. So it's fascinating how this show is such an amalgam of those two styles and those two approaches to things. Like it's the sci-fi and it's weird, but why is it weird? Why is it this way? Like, what is their approach? And like, is it bad? Is it good? I don't know, but I'm not going to let you know either.
Right.
And then the same thing with, you get the Breaking Bad side where it's like, obviously in the southeast or southwest, and just the way that everything's shot and the overall approach. Like I said, that Sprout scene really harkened back to the Breaking Bad stuff and like the distribution scenes, and when you get the Gus Fring and the cartel stuff, and like I was like, oh my god, this is like just like this. But that was the stuff from that, and then you get the live hand grenade thing at the end of that.
The live hand grenade thing was great.
That just shows you like how awful she is, right?
How awful she is, but how none of the hive mind wants to let her down, even though she's so awful. They're willing to do anything that she asks it at all. They were going to bring her an H-bomb if she asked for it.
Right. And she's just such a sociopath, though.
Yep.
The way that she approaches it, because then in the next episode, you get into her just torturing this woman who, like, she kind of has a thing for.
Yep.
But then she pumps her full of drugs after figuring out on herself which ones work to make, like, truth serum, basically. And
which was pretty damn good.
Yeah, when she realizes, like, oh, well, they can't lie to me, so how do I get them to not lie to me? And it's by almost killing them. Yep. And, like, that whole episode was just, like, a lot of that. Like, there wasn't a lot that happened in that episode.
No.
Right? Like, you got some revelations. She's got her new murder board, which, like, is back to the X-Files thing, right? Like, here's my board. Here's my conspiracy board, right? Mulder's in her brain working overtime.
Right.
And you get the Jeff Hiller was great in that episode as Larry. That's one thing they do keep doing well. Like, they'll introduce like one random actor that comes in and guests for the episode that's the voice of the people. That's kind of a fresh take on how all these people, the personality still somehow kind of comes through the individuals.
Yep.
Which is interesting how they don't make everybody robotic.
Yeah, I like that too. That would get boring and old pretty fast.
Yeah. But then she makes her freak out and everybody leaves, and it's just Carol all by herself there.
And I think one of the funniest things I watched was when when the drone came to pick up the trash and got stuck on the light was hilarious.
Yeah, that was this week's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's gone, and they're like, all right. She's like, I need my trash picked up. And they're like, okay, we'll put it outside in bags, no more than 15 pounds, which she completely ignores.
Yeah.
Because that bag probably weighed like 50 pounds.
Easily.
Yeah. And the drone is bound and determined to pick up that damn bag.
Yep. It's an interesting thing how everybody left the town. Like everybody left. And they won't be mean to her, but they won't be around her now.
Right. So in the voice of the answering machine, to pull back to Vince Gilligan, is Patrick Fabian, who was Howard Hamlin, for anybody that watched Better Call Saul, who was a main character on Better Call Saul for all the years. And I didn't realize that until just now because I'm looking at the IMDb. And you do get introduced in episode 4 as well, before she goes through all that, into who this mystery character is that speaks English that she had the phone call with. You get the other side of the phone call where she's cursing him out.
That was funny.
Seeing him, and he's like, he's taking her view to the extreme where he's not taking anything from the people.
Right.
And is like licking the sides of like cat food or whatever it is that he was eating.
So
they raided a bunch of storage closets to try and find whatever food he can to still survive while ignoring these people.
So now I'm not going down the rabbit hole online with this because I really don't want to go kind of too far into it. I kind of want to discover this one as it comes along. Like it's the same thing like when the Avengers movies comes out, I stop reading spoilers. I don't want to know anything. I want it to happen. One of the things I read as I was looking up stuff for this episode was that there's a theory that this person may have been part of the hive mind and separated from the hive mind. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's the case with this one.
Because they weren't eating
because then as we found out as the episode goes along, she picked up that they're all drinking these milk cartons, and she goes and she tracks down back to the factory where the milk cartons are, and we get this the cliffhanger ending.
What is your prediction? Possible spoilers for Pluribus. What is your prediction for what they are ingesting?
It's human remains. They're grinding up human remains and putting it into a liquid form, and that's how they're sustaining themselves.
Right. So we're Soylent Greening.
Yeah.
That's my guess too. I feel like that's too predictable.
Like what she saw when she opened up the freezer could be millions of bodies, hundreds of bodies, depending on
right. When she lifted the tarp up, I'm like, oh, that looks like a meat locker that you're in.
Right. I mean, now if it comes out that that's what it is, that's definitely well on the nose.
Right. So I am intrigued to see that. I think we both think it's you, but I hope they don't do that.
I mean, it would make sense, but
again, is that in water enough to sustain?
It depends on what other chemicals they add. It's not just water.
Oh, we don't know.
There's got to be other chemicals in there.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, those scanning like the dog food thing was like a little like, okay.
Yeah.
Like she looked at the dog food bag and was like, oh my God, it's the same paper bag. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. You had to connect A to B somehow, but yeah, so no, I think it's interesting, and she keeps having them still work for her to send out these videos. So like we're obviously going to get more people back in. We get Air Force One guy back next episode, I think.
Right, but we don't. I mean, they haven't done anything nefarious, but they did also figure out that she figured out a way. She's on the path. She started down the path to figure out how to get everybody back to normal, and they don't want that. That's also part of why they left too.
Right. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But I'm still in on this show. I think it's been insanely well done. So if you haven't watched Pluribus, go catch up. We should be on track for at least the next couple weeks. I would assume. Let's make sure here.
We should be okay. There's
I think we should be good. For the next couple weeks.
I'm not 100%. Next week looks okay. I mean,
So we'll see what happens, but make sure you check out Jack Kidd Music either at .com, on Insta, Facebook, any of those places. You can see where you can find me. You can catch the next episode. I heard there was more Cena news this weekend, right? For you guys to unpack this week.
There was a PLE this weekend that we'll talk about Wednesday night. Survivor Series War Games was Saturday night, and it was a thing that happened.
Where are you going to talk about that?
We'll talk about
Wednesday?
that on the Island of Relevancy podcast. You can find us on YouTube, or if you want to look for us, you can find us on YouTube.
So yeah, go like and subscribe to them to see when they go live and join the conversation with Frank and T every week. And thanks everybody for joining the conversation with us tonight. Here's to keep it on with the 200 train and going for there. And thanks for finding the Geek Spot. We'll see y'all next time.